It's images like these that put a chill down the spine of non-Russians and Russian ethnic minorities alike. Gangs of skinheads, known by those who detest them as jackals, who prey on non-Russians, leaving behind the bodies of Africans, Vietnamese, Russia's own ethnic minorities, even children. Anyone whose skin color is a little different. You might call this a skinhead training center, a gym in the basement of a vocational school. The skinheads say the police contacted the school's administration when students' names surfaced in connection with racial attacks, but none of them, they say, has ever been disciplined. They agreed to talk about their activities, but when I asked them to take off their masks, they refused. The leader, who went by the name Sergei, said they're afraid of being recognized.
I don't want to show my face on camera, because the people at the top that are interested in us would charge us. That's why we have to go underground.
Why do they launch these attacks?
We want the blacks and the migrants out of our country. They take our jobs and behave completely disrespectful towards Russians.
These hooded men told me they'd carried out 15 attacks, the most recent in November. They claimed some in the group had even murdered. I didn't have to videotape this gang doing its dirty work. The groups routinely videotape their own attacks. This tape was obtained by a local TV station from the police. As you watch the attacks on videotapes, it becomes clear the training skinheads exhibited for CNN has little in common with the attacks on the streets. In reality, their victims are never armed or given a chance at a fair fight.
Usually, the strongest one of us will take the guy's legs out, and the rest is a matter of technique. The attacks happen extremely fast, and we disappear just as quickly.
Balaji Priori knows that firsthand. From Mali, he's lived more than half of his 41 years in Russia. He was attacked last year in the subway, and he's got the neurological damage to prove it, and he's not afraid to go on camera to show it.
They had beer and vodka with them. Some of them had knives. Then out of the blue they attacked. Hey, blackface, chocolate man, bastard, you idiot. I didn't say a word. I didn't hit anyone. There were 7 of them against me.
How many non-Russians have been attacked? These African students, recent arrivals, don't know anyone who hasn't been targeted.
Me, I was attacked 3 times. That's a strong one.
I've been attacked several times, but the most dangerous ones, I think 2 times.
Several, but 3 times I can count the most dangerous one.
This December, after a student from Cameroon was murdered, the regional governor herself sized up the scale of the skinhead threat.
Xenophobia and racism are no lesser threats to society than terrorism. Groups of aggressively minded young people must not be allowed to walk freely or with impunity.
But the police, the African students say, have never helped. The only means of self-defense is to walk in groups. We wanted to ask the police about the skinheads and the allegations from those who have been beaten. But the police said they would not comment. An officer said they were embarrassed. Immigrants and ethnic groups have begun demonstrating to protest the danger on St. Petersburg streets. And many Russians, including this punk band, joined the protest. But then they too were targeted. This guitar player, a prominent critic of the city's skinheads, was stabbed to death in November. Another activist was shot dead through a door. I asked the skinhead leader how they can attack innocent, defenseless people with a clear conscience. He compared himself to an animal.
A street fight can't be fair. These are animal fights.
And he promised the attacks would continue.